What's up, guys? Welcome back to FishBrain Podcast Part 2, and today I'm going to be doing this and kind of moving around as well because I'm getting ready to go out. But I wanted to talk about it as well, it's just in my mind it kind of popped up, and I've been talking pretty much to people about this, and I just wanted to talk to, just say about this and give my opinion. Well, the thing is I wanted to talk about was not everybody, but a lot of the younger rollerbladers I know, especially them, they always come up to me and ask me, does this count? They're like, does this, if I do this grind like this, does it count? Can you show me, can you watch me do this trick and tell me if it counts? And it's constantly like that, and what I try and explain to them is, this is rollerblading. This isn't football, rugby, basketball. This isn't any sport that is in the Olympics or any other sport that has rules, boundaries, regulations, and all that. The only person you can cheat against in rollerblading is yourself. If you do a trick and you know that you did something that made that trick to you if you do a trick and something you do makes that trick doesn't count in your eyes, but you act to everybody else like it counts, the only person that gets cheated there is yourself. And that's it. It's rollerblading. You can do a trick however you want. If you want to roll a topsail and you feel that rolling a topsail means it counts, then it totally counts. If you want to do, a Mizzou halfway across a box ledge on a fun box and jump off halfway onto the flat top and roll away, and that's where you think a Mizzou counts, then it counts. I do that a lot of them. I'll do a grind halfway across a fun box, put one foot down, and then kind of do a 180 into the flat bank, because I just enjoy that more than just doing a Mizzou straight across to 180 to the flat bank. I find it fun just to do a Mizzou halfway off, drop my back foot down to fakie, roll fakie mono roll or whatever you want to call, and then do a 180 or 360 out, because it's just fun to me. I do with topsails, I do with a lot of tricks. I just find tricks like that fun, and that's what I find really hard to explain to these to the younger rollerbladers. I find it, or the new rollerblades, I find it really hard to get through to them that rollerblading is your sport. You're the judge of the tricks you do. There is no rules in rollerblading that tell you you have to do this trick this way. If you don't position your body this way, then it doesn't count. If you don't grab your skate exactly at this part, then it doesn't count. It's them rules. There is no rules like that. People try and make these rules. There's a lot of people out there that try and pretty much bring these rules into rollerblading and try and make you believe that you have to do it this way. If you don't, then it doesn't count. When I do sunny days and porn stars, most of the time I won't lock my back foot into my groove. Pretty much 9 times out of 10 I don't, but I still count that trick when I roll away. I still see it as I just did a sunny or porn star. But I am working on trying to lock that foot better, just to improve, obviously, my skating for myself. But I just find it really difficult to lock my back foot in, just because I find it hard to bend my one, to rotate and move my one ankle, because I broke my ankle when I was younger and it's kind of stiffened up over the years. That's why I struggle a lot on switch topsides, especially because recently I've been learning all my tricks. I've pretty much got most of my tricks now on switch, apart from spins. I'm kind of working on them now. But most of my tricks, I have them switch now as well, and I'm getting pretty comfortable with them. I'm trying to go out every day and do all my tricks normal, and then come back and do more switch straight after. And topsoils were always the ones that got me. I can't go up on, if you get what I mean when I say like on top of a ledge, like the coping, be above it. I kind of got to commit and lean in a lot. So it's kind of like I'm doing a horizontal sole. It's not really like I'm just kind of leaning in a little bit, flexing my ankle a bit to get the topsoil. I got to commit a lot. It's a lot easier to do it on a quarter, obviously, because you can easily go back in from leaning in loads. But when it comes to a ledge, it can be quite difficult to lean in that much and still be able to pull yourself out and land on your feet. But I'm getting there. I'm getting that trick slowly. There was a few other tricks actually I was finding difficult to do. My FishBrains as well. When I do normal FishBrains, I kind of do, I would say, like a parallel grab to my FishBrain foot. So my feet are pretty much like next to each other. So I'm kind of doing a safety grab, shifting my feet up to the FishBrain. And then as I go through the grind, I kind of bring my grabbed foot around to 180 out. So by this, I've been drinking loads of coffee and burping. But yeah, but when I do switch FishBrains, I cannot do that. I have to do sit down FishBrains, which meaning I kind of sit down most of the way onto my foot because I can't bend my right ankle. Well, I can bend it a little bit, but I mean just a little bit. I can't bend any further than that. So I've started picking up yogurts, hopefully try and help it and help loosen up my knees and stuff. But at the moment, I still can't bend it. So I do sit down fishes because I need to get my foot, I kind of horizontal. Other thing, for me, I don't count rolling my tops as me doing a grind. I count rolling, if I roll a topsoil, I see it as nothing more than me just pretty much jumping up on top of a ledge and rolling across. But that's in my eyes, that's how I judge my own tricks. And if I roll a little bit as well. If I roll a little bit, go into the grind, I won't count that. If I do the grind, roll a little bit out of it, I won't count that, I'll kind of do it again. Same for my switch as well. I'm as hard on my switch tricks as I am on my normal. If I do a switch topside grind, and if I roll it, I wouldn't count it. But that's just me. I like to get my tricks to, I wouldn't say perfection, but I like to get them to the, pretty much the idea I got in my head. I like to know that I'm grinding on my sole plate and my frame. I don't like to be rolling on my wheel. That's probably one of the main reasons why I use a lot of wax as well. Because I want to pretty much grind at the same speed my wheels are kind of rolling, so I'm not like being jerked forward when I go into a grind, if you understand what I mean. It's like coming up to a, say, a macchio or a topsoil, because they're probably the worst when you get jerked forward. And if the ledge is slower than your bearings, you're going to go up to it and it's kind of going to be like you're putting a brake on. And it kind of slowly jerks you forward a little bit, or it could obviously throw you forward and put you off balance and make your trick look a bit messy. But if that ledge was the same speed as your bearings when you roll in, it's going to feel smooth when you go through it. Because that's why I try and tell people when grinding, when you're going into a grind with like a super waxed rail, don't think of it like a super waxed rail when you're grinding it. Just think of it the same as you would be rolling across the floor, and just get into the same feeling as that. Don't kind of do anything weird with your body, kind of just go with it like you roll on the floor speed. It should be like the same kind of thing as that. But that's probably not making sense. Like I said, I still need to work on my speaking and how I put stuff across, how I explain stuff, because I'm really bad at explaining stuff. Well, I think I am. Because I kind of overdo it. I try and explain stuff and I just go over and over certain bits, and then I go on to other bits trying to explain the previous bits by using other things, and it just happens to be a complete mess. But I hope some of you understood. If not all of you, that would be awesome. But like I said, I only really wanted to talk about this. It's been like 10.5 minutes now, and I need to get, even though I said I was going to walk around and get ready, I haven't actually did that. I've just sat here. But yeah, that kind of stuff is just, I guess it is pretty hard trying to explain to people who are obviously have come from sports and come from a life, because in life there is a lot of rules. So pretty much people have come from rules being applied everywhere and coming into rollerblading, and it's a bit hard to kind of accept that you're completely the judge. Even though, like I said before, there are people who try and judge what you should do for tricks and what you need to do, but at the end of the day, you can roll up to a ledge. I actually do this quite often, actually. Or roll up to a death box or a jump box and slide on your ass. And if that's what you're meant to do, if that's your trick, that totally counts. And that's what people need to kind of take in, and just watch people like Dustin Lammer and I can't pronounce that guy's name. I'm so bad. He's got new carbons coming out. They're like quite nice actually. And they're bright red, even though I would be a bit like bright red skates. Even though I sprayed my Valos bright red before, but I was going through a weird phase. I was liking colours at the time, which is quite strange for me. I know I want to stop this, but I'm just gonna kind of go with it until I stop. I don't know, when I see like coloured tops and brightly coloured stuff on me, it makes me feel uncomfortable. Not like uncomfortable as in a weird way, I'm guessing. Like I said before, I have social anxiety, and wearing black kinda, I think, to me, wearing black compliments me, if that makes sense. But when I wear other colours, I kind of find it does the total opposite effect. It makes me look weird, it makes me look strange. I don't feel comfortable in my own skin. It's kind of like if you would go out in, I don't know, like one of mankinis or a banana suit, and it might make you feel uncomfortable. Wearing colours makes me feel uncomfortable. I know it sounds strange, but it always has. So I tend to wear a lot of black because I find it just compliments me. Even though that sounds strange, but that's the best way I find I can explain it. It compliments me. I also wear a lot of kind of greys and white t-shirts as well. I kind of got a few of. But yeah, I don't know, it's just, I find black looks smart, it always looks nice, and that's pretty much it. It's not like I'm gothic or whatever, or emo, or you could say any of that stuff. I don't really care, it's just, I like black, it makes me feel comfortable. I find it always looks good, goes with everything, and it's just smart, like, it's just smart. It's just stuff that always looks good in black. But you like a suit. A black suit always looks nice, and you might say like, oh well, it's like a funeral or whatever. But a black suit always looks nice. But if you had a bright yellow suit, it kind of looks funny. Even though like some of you might be like, a yellow suit would be awesome, but wearing one, you might feel a bit uncomfortable, a bit uneasy, and that's kind of what I'm like with wearing coloured stuff. But I did go through a phase for like a year and a half, I think it was, maybe 2 years, where I actually did wear some coloured stuff, and I used to wear quite brightly coloured stuff. And then I kind of slipped back into my kind of normal wearing all black. I think it might have been I felt quite comfortable with myself at that stage. I used to do a lot of crazy stuff, really. And I was just going through, maybe it was because I was going through my like kind of teenage years. Maybe that's what it was. I'm like opposite some people. Some people start wearing like black clothes and stuff like that in their like kind of rebellious years, and I kind of did the opposite and went quite colourful. Not seem colourful though, just put out there. It weren't like wearing like luminous stuff, like that's horrible colours, that is. I just wearing like blue jeans, red t-shirts, blue t-shirts, just like standard stuff. But to me it was kind of crazy, and I've kind of rambled on now, and I just wanted to do a quick thing because I really need to go out and doing that whole kind of I'm on my way to the park now, I've been there in 10 minutes kind of thing, and it's just like I'm not even fucking ready yet, so I do need to get ready. So like I said, I don't know how I'm gonna do these. I'll probably try and do once a week, but I'll probably end up missing a couple as we go on. But I'll try and do as many as I can. When I come up with stuff, I kind of like to keep stuff fresh in my mind and just go for it more than anything. So I'm gonna try and do whenever I can. I'll probably just relate it to stuff that I'm experiencing in my skating at the moment, and kind of just go with that and just see where it leads. And it's no harm really in just maybe recording. Some days I'll only record like a 5-minute podcast. Maybe some days I'll record like half an hour, maybe even an hour. I'll just go with it, and it'll just be all different lengths. It won't be like set time, set lengths, anything like that. It'll just be pretty much like rollerblading. It'll be freedom. I'll do what I want and just go with it and just roll with it. So thanks for listening and for checking this out. And that's pretty much it. So goodbye.